Hi, this is Judy, and I wanted to talk to you today a little bit about what we need to do when we don't really know what to do with our business and we don't know which way to turn. We are in phase 2 in Texas as far as opening goes. I was in San Diego about a year ago in August, and we were there for a conference. And the way I feel about conferences is you go, if you can do it, go. And if you get at least one nugget out of it that helps your business go forward, then it is totally worth every penny you spend on it. Because conferences are just one of those things where it's a total immersion of learning. And so, if you can get there, do it. Right now, there's not a lot of conferences going on. Everything is online, and I've been to a couple of conferences online. And I feel the same way. If you can do it, if you can spend that time to get those nuggets and to learn those things, then definitely do it. There's one coming up with Jay Abraham that I'm excited about on the 28th. You might look that up. It's a free one as well. And so today, I want to tell you about what somebody told me after that conference. That was one of the best things that I've ever been told. And every time I get stuck, I go back to that and that advice. So this guy, Mike Marin, was a mentor, and he was talking to me afterwards and told me that you should always be prospecting. And I know you've heard of ABC, always be closing, but to be honest with you, you can't close unless you have prospects. So we're going to go with ABP, which is always be prospecting. And prospecting, if you don't know, I'm sure everybody knows what that is, but it means you go out to talk to people and tell them about what you're doing. And if they're interested, then they take you up on it, or they want to learn more. So prospecting is the same thing that the old gold miners did, where they were out there prospecting for gold. We are prospecting for sales or prospecting for customers. And so that's something that I was really, really stuck this last week or two, because there's a pivot going on within what I'm doing, and I'm going to have to switch from talking to one kind of business to talking to another kind of business in order to make this work. And I'm excited about that, but it's still a pivot and it still shakes you up. So I got stuck, and this morning I was writing in my journal and it just hit me. ABP, always be prospecting. So I'm probably going to hit LinkedIn this afternoon and talk to some people. I am not a hard sell kind of person, so I do not do well with cold calls or things like that put me into a position where I have to be just worried and frightened. So I do a soft sell. I go out there and I say, hey, are you interested in this? And if not, no big deal. But there are always people that are interested, and people that I never would have even imagined would be interested. I found that when you prospect, it doesn't matter who you're prospecting. Somehow, somewhere, even in some other area of your business, if you don't get results where you're planting those seeds, where you're prospecting, somebody will call you out of the blue. It's just crazy the way it happens. But somehow the planting of the seeds and putting you in that mindset and getting you going and working towards your business, you will start to see results. And it may be stuff that you planted 6 months ago. It may be stuff that a friend told a friend about. We don't know. I don't know how it works, but I know that if I'm not prospecting, if I'm not out there planting those seeds, then nothing happens. So that's really what I need to concentrate on, and what you need to concentrate on right now is just getting those seeds out there. Let's start sowing the seeds. Even if your state isn't open yet, it's okay. You can plant those seeds. Those seeds will come up in their time, and who knows, maybe you're planting seeds in October for Halloween, and something that you did this summer during the COVID shutdown comes to fruition. You don't know. That's just one of those things where it's just crazy how that works. So how do you do it? You can get out there and you can make phone calls. You can send cold emails. And so if you're working with dentists, D7 is usually the best place to go. There's something called Reference USA, which is a really excellent one that will just give you the names and contact information for most businesses. Another way to do it is advertising. And so we go and we put ads on Facebook, you put ads on LinkedIn. A friend of mine is doing really well putting ads on YouTube right now. That's one of those that's kind of It's with Google, so it's one of those you have to have a minimum ad spend every year. So keep that in mind when you're looking at it. The other thing you can do is you can go to LinkedIn, which is what I'm planning on doing this afternoon. I have a lot of contacts on LinkedIn. The last few years, I've just been, anybody I meet, click LinkedIn, connect with me on LinkedIn. People that go to my university that I went to in school, people who I knew from other businesses, and people that I get their names because a friend of mine is a friend of theirs. Those are the ones that I will be contacting in the next few weeks, because this prospecting that I need to do is something that I can handle doing LinkedIn reach outs. That's not a big deal. And basically I just reach out and I say, hey, how are you doing? I've got this coming up. I'm excited about it. And that sort of thing. Just I want to start real conversations. I don't want to be doing the exact same cut and paste thing. I don't want to do any of this automation stuff, because it really upsets me when somebody does that to me. I don't like getting those connects with, hey, here's my sales pitch. And it just, that's not how social media is supposed to work. The other way you can do it is you can do personal networking. And we can't go out and meet people and meetups and things like that right now. Our groups are not meeting. Our church isn't meeting. Pretty much everything's shut down still. Even though we're in phase 2, we can go to the grocery store. We can go get things from different businesses, but there's still not a lot of groups meeting yet. Even the park groups that we go to aren't meetings right now. So what do you do then? Well, you look at your Rolodex, or the equivalent of on the computer or the phone. You look in your contact list and you say, oh, hey, I haven't heard from this person in a while. Let me call them. Or you go on Facebook and you look at your contacts there and you say, hey, I haven't heard from you in a little while. How are you doing? And just start making those connections again, because even if that person isn't your prospect, they will know somebody who might be. And since they're your friends, they're more likely to refer somebody to you. The one thing that holds a lot of people back, and I know I'm guilty of this too, is that procrastination is a huge thing. But the way a lot of people procrastinate is they're looking for perfection. They want to be absolutely perfect in everything that they do. And the website has to be perfect. The messaging has to be perfect. The response on the phone has to be perfect. Everything has to be perfect. You have to have the perfect script, all this stuff. You don't have to have the perfect script. You don't have to have the perfect website. If somebody is interested in what you do, they're not going to stop just because you're not perfect. Nobody's perfect. Don't use perfection as an excuse to do nothing. I've done a lot of that over the years, and it doesn't help you at all. It just makes you more and more frustrated, because something is never going to be perfect, because there will be a change and you have to tweak it, and then it's not perfect anymore. So keep that in mind. Stop procrastinating. Just dip your toe in, get started, and don't be afraid. But whatever you do, don't wait. Time is really short, and we need to get this going. The economy, I believe, when it opens up completely and people are not scared of going out anymore, is going to be just flat out on the run. It's going to be just taking off. And you want to be in the middle of that. You don't want to be just starting to dip your toe in when everything's going really fast. It's kind of like putting your toe on a treadmill when it's rolling already. You don't want that to happen, because that happens and you fall on your face and nothing works. So you want to make sure that you're starting to go, and you're starting to make sure that things happen for your business. You're sowing those seeds, you're planting those plants, and hopefully things will start coming up sooner rather than later. But there's no reason to wait, and there's no reason to wait to be perfect either. Start working on your content. And if you start putting blogs out, blog posts, a couple a week, that will start getting you some momentum too. That's starting to put those seeds in the ground. Videos, seeds in the ground. Everything that you do that you can possibly get out there during this time when you're not allowed to go out there is going to pay off for you in the long run. So don't wait. If you're interested, if you have a lot of traffic on your website and you're interested in finding out how to get the names and information of those people so that you can start sales to them, or you can start marketing to them, let me know. I'd be happy to help with that. That is one of the things that my new company that I'm working with is doing. I'm excited about that opportunity, because there's very few businesses out there that can possibly do what we're offering. And that makes it so that I'm doing something new and exciting, and I can't wait to really get started on it. So whatever you do, don't wait. Even though I have to wait, in some ways I'm not waiting because I don't want to end up being left behind. I want this thing to really take off, and I really want everybody to be excited about what we're doing, and I want you to be excited for your success as you get going too.